Welcome to the Two Blokes Chatting radio show on 94.7 The Pulse. Music, interviews, news, and, well, Two Blokes Chatting. Now, here are the two blokes.
'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Tullamore, Seymour, Lismore, Mooloolaba, Nambour, Roochdore, Kilmore, Marillaba, Birdsville, Emmaville, Wallaville, Connemara, Connemara, Strathround, Proserpine, Alladala, Darwin, Gingin, Lillaquen, Muckdilla, Wallumbilla, Bougainville, Cumberland, Ramachilla. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man.
We've been everywhere, man. It is about 9 minutes to 11 o'clock, unless you happen to be in South Australia, at which point it is 21 minutes past 10 o'clock.
Oh, you forgot about that.
Yeah, so Rob, tell us who we've got on the telephone today.
Hey, we're going to Strathalbyn in South Australia, which is, it used to be north of the city, but now they've moved it down south. It's on the way down towards Victor Harbour,
right.
Lovely part of the world.
Yes, it is.
Down there, and it's probably the... when I hear Strathalbyn, I think horses for some reason. They sort of got a connection. And Andy Ide is from there, and he's going to tell us why it's good to be in Strathalbyn. Good morning, Andy.
Oh, g'day, Rob. How you going?
I'm very well over here in G-Town. So tell us what is good about Strathalbyn.
Oh, mate. Well, look, the best thing about Strath is you get the country town feel, but you're close to all the amenities. So, you know, we've got a Woolworths here, but there's no Hungry Jack's or McDonald's, so you
Beautiful.
have those franchise chains. So, you know, there's a hospital here, beautiful grounds, like there's these memorial grounds in the centre of town, which is like its own little botanic garden. Mate, we get a lot of cafes. It's a destination for the motorbike riders and the bike riders on a Sunday, and they're pretty choosy about where they go. And there's lots of antique shops in the main street. That's sort of one of the main things we're known for.
Andy, it's Neil. Nice to chat again.
Hey Neil, how you going?
Doing well, thanks, mate. It's a beautiful day in G-Town, as distinct from your part of the world, which of course is GG-Town. I've been working on that all day. I hope that was worth it.
It was awesome.
Thank you very much. How far out of Adelaide are you?
We're about 60 k's southeast of Adelaide.
Mm-hmm.
You probably, if you're coming from beautiful Melbourne, you'd go through Strathalbyn, then Callington, then Mount Barker, then Adelaide. We're sort of just a little bit off the track. So as you're heading towards Adelaide, you just take a little turn south at Callington, and you end up at Strath.
Just a reminder there, you've also got to go through Keith, Andy. Don't forget to mention Keith.
Beautiful Keith, yeah.
And g'day to Keith if he's listening. I was on a train going through that part of the world not very long ago, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was coming from Adelaide towards Geelong on the Indian Pacific. It had to take a different route to normal. As we crossed the bridge in Murray Bridge, we'd be sort of looking to the right. Would that sound fair? So between Murray Bridge and the coast?
Yes. Yeah, so it goes, if you're travelling west to east, it goes Adelaide, Mount Barker, Callington, Murray Bridge.
Yep.
And we're south of Mount Barker.
Oh, okay, so I've gone too far.
Yeah, you've gone a little bit far, but that's all right. We'll welcome you back.
Fair enough too. So the life around Strath, as we're real locals now, Rob, so we're calling it Strath.
Yeah.
Because we're from G. What do the vast majority of people do? Are they local workers, or do they head off to Adelaide to do their day's work?
Look, I think, most of them, while there is sort of, you know, a bustling kind of country town, I think a lot of people travel to Adelaide regularly, or Mount Barker. I'm lucky, I work from home, so I don't have to do that commute anymore. But yeah, I think it's just sort of part of a country town is often you go to the nearest huge centre for work for a lot of jobs.
Just a bit of breaking news, Andy, a previous conversation we had, Neil. Our number one Hillside listener from Deans Marsh, Dana Austin, has said the Vic Open is still played under that men-women format at 13th Beach
I think
in
you're
February.
right.
So
Thank
it'll
you,
be happening again next year.
Now, you mentioned that you work from home, and we can't sort of promote businesses here so much, but tell us the sort of work you do, because it's quite fascinating.
Yeah, I'm a software engineer in the horse industry. So, yeah, I write programs to help people with their horses. So it's a good job because I can do it from home or do it anywhere, really.
Are you talking breeding type programs or health and well-being? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, all of that, mate. Yeah. So the whole gamut of looking after your horse.
And the breeding itself, that industry is still huge, and all the focus on races like the Everest Melbourne Cup, these extraordinary amounts of dollars that. It's just breathtaking. Yeah. So that side of the industry is people with a little bit of spare cash, and in some cases an awful lot of spare cash, are pursuing the utopia of horse racing.
Yes, well, thoroughbreds, of course, have to all be live cover, but the other breeds have no trouble with artificial insemination and embryo transfer. And I've recently finished some code to help a very, very large artificial insemination stud to help them out with their scanning of their mares to help with the embryo transfer. So it's very interesting stuff. I've been coding from little old Strathalbyn, so it's good.
There'd be a lot of software engineers out there who, when they hear the word AI, don't think of what you do. They would be thinking artificial intelligence, I would have thought.
Well, my initials are AI as well.
Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. That's taking it a little bit too far. So if folks are heading over to Adelaide from here, we encourage them to go and visit the beautiful Shire of Alexandrina, because there's a big lake there with the same name. Strathalbyn kind of being the capital of that part of the world. How much time does it add to the trip if they divert from Murray Bridge, commute across there and then up to Mount Barker and into Adelaide? How much time are they adding?
Oh, in just travel, maybe an hour. It's half an hour from Murray Bridge to Strath, and it's about 20 minutes from Strath to Mount Barker.
Yep.
Murray Bridge to Mount Barker direct is probably about 20-odd minutes. So
it's adding half an hour. Yeah, well worth the trip.
Travel, but mate, you'll love the town so much you'll want to stay. So.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Sounds to me like if someone's going to Adelaide for a holiday, on the way back, leave Adelaide when you get thrown out of your motel, and then head over to Strath and get yourself a pie at the local bakery. Tell them you know Andy, and you'll be run out of town. You'll have an opportunity to have your lunch there, and then head home to G-Town. Yeah,
there's 4 pubs in the town. There's some beautiful bakeries. Some lovely cafes. It's just, there's everything you could want in Strath just to have a nice, relaxing chill out.
Hey, Andy, have you ever thought of a career in marketing?
I'm not smart enough, mate.
No, he's just kicking back, engineering his software. Andy Ide from Strathalbyn, thanks for taking some time out of your busy fencing activities, and that for folks who have got imagination of him dressed up in a white suit with a sword, not that kind of fence. Yeah.
Not that kind of...
No, putting post holes in the ground. Hard work, go and do it. Thanks for taking some time out to talk to us.
Thanks, Neil. Thanks, Rob.
Good on you, Andy. Andy Ide there from Strathalbyn.